So hello everybody and welcome along to the pilot episode of the ITbetweeners podcast with our to-be regular guests, ConnectWise, represented today by Sean and Dan. Hello Sean and Dan.
Why, hello there.
Hello.
I feel like the odd man out. I don't have a cool accent.
Depends what side of the pond you're on, whether your accent is cool or not.
Oh, I remember we had that discussion not that long ago about the Pinky Blinders guys. I recall.
And you're drinking a cup of tea, right, Sean?
That I am.
Excellent.
I had to get in the mood and become one with you all. It's like osmosis.
Brilliant. And also today we're joined by Chris, Mike, Adam, Pete, and of course myself, who will be your regular host, although we'll have plenty of regular co-hosts as well as we progress into next year. So the title for today's episode was the 12 months of Christmas. Really, what we wanted to do was set out our stall for 2023. We're going to record one of these on a monthly basis, and each month we're going to pick a topic that the community asked us to explore and debate. So today, what we thought we'd do is just go around the room, do some intros. Anyone that hasn't turned off their pinging notifications should do so now, and we'll look forward to a really professionally managed and edited podcast in a week or so. So without further ado, perhaps we could kick off with Sean to give us a little bit of an introduction as to what our collaboration is all about and what you're hoping to help deliver to the community.
Sure. So thanks for putting this together, Daniel. You're the most responsible person on the call, as I will continually say, because if I keep telling you nice things, you do more stuff, which is amazing.
Flattery gets you everywhere, Sean, everywhere.
I know. So the goal behind all this for us, from our perspective, and I speak for Dan, Scott, and myself, is as ConnectWise has started to extend its reach over in EMEA, APAC as well. We wanted to, one thing that people know of ConnectWise is that we are very strong in community, especially over here in North America. We've most of our success is because of the strength of our community, and we're hoping to take this to the next level as we're extending our reach over there. And we thought, what a better way to do this? We're already hosting Evolve events. We're already hosting Share events. We're already going to have IT Nation Connect in March. But what a better way than start to get with people like you all that are involved in the communities as well and constantly educating. Because that's the first thing we're here to do, is to help to educate the masses, whether it's using us or not us is not really we love you all to use ConnectWise, let's be honest. But if you're not, that's fine. We still like you all the same to a degree, not as much, but almost. But we want you to be educated at least on how to grow your business as an MSP. And you guys all focus on this predominantly all the time that I've watched. So we thought, to hell with it. Let's get with you all and let's start to get the message out and see if we can get people to join the community.
Brilliant, thank you. Well, we're certainly all looking forward to 2023 and a full calendar of events, sort of getting back to the pre-pandemic routine. So yeah, no, we're looking forward to being part of the community and a very productive 2023. So without further ado, perhaps we should go around the room and introduce everybody. And perhaps to kick us off, maybe let us know what you're hearing in the community from the MSPs you're talking to, the sort of hot topics, and perhaps we'll have a little bit of chat about each one and go around the room as we do. So to kick us off, Pete, perhaps you'd like to go first.
Sure, yeah. Hi everyone, my name is Pete, probably otherwise known as the video guy, since that seems to be what everyone seems to talk to me about nowadays. So yeah, I used to run an MSP. I sold it a couple of years ago or so, and we sold it because we were doing a ton of video marketing, and that kind of seems to have continued throughout after selling the business. I also do something like one-to-one coaching and those kind of things, but I guess like the thing that I hear most of the time, and it's going to be the same thing we all hear as well, it's always sales and marketing, like how do we get more clients, how do we get more people to listen to us and pay attention to us, and how do we be there when people's contracts expire? And for me, it's very much a video thing. You use video to do the whole know, like, and trust factor. The more videos you put out, the more people will get to know you, like you, and trust you. But that's not to say it's the only thing. And everyone in this room has got their own strengths. And I always think from a like a marketing perspective, there's a reason why you need to be kind of king of all industries in terms of like marketing. There's bits of blogs, bits of video, bits of written, bits of audio. Just kind of be a good all rounder and kind of do your best, really. But yeah, that's a bit about me. I guess I might then pass it on to the next person on my screen, who is Chris.
Thanks, Pete. So I'm Chris. I sold my MSP back in February of this year. And that was after about 15 years or so, and that's because I got really heavily into the cybersecurity side. I was just really kind of excited about the future. Other than the cybersecurity side, I use that to sort of grow my MSP a bit, and that's what helped me with the sale of my business. And I now work with other MSPs, helping them make more profit from the cyber side of things, and that's what I really kind of like to help people with now. So I guess I'll pass over to Adam.
Yeah, hi everyone, and hello to all the listeners out there. So people that don't know me, I sold my MSP actually early last year, and had an interesting time coming out the other side. And so now I kind of do two things. Passionate about everything financial related for MSPs, and that's just been something that I noticed in the industry. There wasn't really the support from the accounting side of things out there in terms of the way they looked after MSPs and educated them, and I just think we can do much more on that. So that's a large part of my life now, pushing our bookkeeping and virtual director service to the MSP market. And the other thing is a bit of personal coaching, which is just something I love to do, and I just love trying to help other MSP owners out there. So yeah, that's me. Oh, it's my turn to forward on to someone. Well, Dan Welling is next to me, so off you go, Dan.
Thanks, Adam. Another former MSP owner and founder of the former MSP Owners Club, otherwise known as the ITbetweeners. Today, I'm lucky enough to be a mentor to MSPs, as well as being involved in a business with yourself, Adam, and enjoying very much getting to grips with the world of MSP finance. The topic I think that I'm hearing most of, and Adam and Chris, be good to go back to you and get your topic. But what I'm hearing most of is about price increases and how best to manage that. So I think that's a topic we'd like to get stuck into and get everyone's views on. Adam, perhaps you could give us your topic as well.
Well, what I'm hearing, it's already been talked about, trying to how to win new customers, and and clearly that's always top of mind. But the other thing that I think is always up there as well is retention and recruitment. Just seems to be always top of mind with everyone I talk to at the moment. Again, there's so much to talk about there. We won't have time today, and we can dedicate future calls to it. But yeah, those are the top two for me.
Brilliant. And Chris?
Yeah, so I suppose what I kind of hear about most will then be the cyber side, because that's what I'm talking to people about. But it's more that I see a lot of MSPs are sort of feeling like they have to do cyber because their clients are then asking them for it, but they're not really making the money off of the back of it. And so the challenge I see with people is that then they're then having to deliver these extra services, but they're not actually making the money from it. That's just crazy, right?
Totally bonkers, and yeah, I'm sure that's going to be that's an episode at least in its own right. So be good to get stuck into that. And below me on the screen, Mike Knight.
Yeah, I just had a thought then whilst Chris was talking. Chris, Daniel, Adam, Pete, I'm not sure if I met the other Dan, but everyone sold an MSP business except for me. I'm saying for Billy No Mates. But I run MK Link for 25 years, or since 1998, so probably picked up a thing or two. I don't do business coaching. Because I swear too much, and I just can't be bothered to tell people the same thing more than twice, and then most people don't do it. According to the feedback we had, most people, despite the fact the world is spiraling inexorably in towards the sun, or it seems like it, most people want more customers. And as Pete has said quite rightly, that's what most people focus on. They should really be focusing on retention, upsells, cross sells, and all sorts of stuff. But when I speak to people, they just tell me to shut up about that. They just want more customers, and they tell me that they're great at keeping customers. I also agree that everyone's got a modality. I wish I could do that voodoo that Pete does with the video. I can't. One of these days, I'll have to look at some software and play around with it. I like to write stuff. I'm fascinated by tech. I know this is going out to lots of people in the States as well in the UK, but in this country, there used to be a program called Tomorrow's World, which is by a long way my favourite program. And I used to get really excited about it. I still do. So I keep an eye on all the stuff that's going on in IT and business and technology, and I write about it every week. I send out stuff. I've got a membership club, and I write stuff for my members. I am absolutely crap with video, and I should be doing a podcast. I should be doing all the clever stuff, but I just like reading what's going on and writing about it. So that's me. And in terms of the 12 months, I think we're going to offer you guys something sexy to have. I don't know what Sean's going to do at ConnectWise. That's going to be sexy, but we're all here for you. And I can speak first-hand experience. Everyone here, they're really great bunch of guys, and it's exciting to be able to offer you this stuff. So I'll try and stop waffling now. Keep it to a minimum. I'm going to pass the ball over to Dan Scott. Dan, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think Dean and me have had a proper, deep, meaningful one-to-one yet. But if you could tell us a bit more about yourself and what you do, that'd be fab, and it certainly helped me out. So thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Hi, everybody. My name's Dan, and like Mike, I'm in the club that has not sold an MSP before, so there are two of us on the call.
Okay, I thought it was just me being stuck in the corner.
Yeah, Sean's into. So we're almost even. There we go. That's not bad. Team A and Team B.
We're Team A. We're Team A, so we're clear. So
a bit about me. Internal IT roles into MSP. 13 brilliant years, 2 MSPs, joined ConnectWise in 2020, director of the IT Nation community over here in the world of EMEA. Currently sat in Copenhagen for our Q4 events. And kicking the week off to a great start with our Evolve peer groups kicking off today, and everything unsurprisingly with what I do, I'm a complete believer and very passionate for advocating for the power of community. A great deal of what's happened to me in my career has been made possible by the help, support, advice, guidance, and sometimes a bit of strict telling off by the people around me in the community, by the people who I've come up with and have looked out for me and helped me to see what's out there, what's possible. It's been amazing for me in my career, and I just love helping other people. I love bringing people together to learn from each other, learn what works, learn what doesn't work, because they're equally as valid sometimes, and learn how together we can shortcut the journeys that we're all going on and not have to figure it all out on our own. I mean, so many people, and the phrase that always keeps coming up is that they're reinventing the wheel. They feel as though they've realized after going to something within the industry that they just feel as though they're reinventing the wheel. They don't want to do it anymore. What would I say as a topic at the moment that's coming up a lot? And the thing is, I get the dubious honor of going last on this one, which means everybody else took the ones that I was thinking of, and I'm allowed to say that too, even if they weren't. I can say it. But the risk of avoiding repetition, I would say that people are looking for how they can convey genuine business value to their clients. The needs of clients are changing. Clients are more mature in how they approach their technology than they ever have been before. No longer are we the knowledge holders and the power holders when it comes to the technology side of the relationship. Often to a client, an MSP is quite simply a time saver. It's something I could do this myself if we wanted to, but our time, talent, and treasure are better deployed elsewhere by focusing on what we do as a company. So we're going to bring somebody in to help us. And so how do MSPs convey true business value? How do they align what they're doing to the needs, goals, and objectives of that company? And how do they demonstrate genuine value rather than technology value? It's not a learned skill. just like myself, a lot of people in this industry come to this industry from a technical background. It's not a natural pivot in order to all of a sudden be business consultants and financial consultants and data protection consultants. How do you do it? So it's definitely something that's topical at the moment. How do we raise our operational maturity level to meet the needs of the market? I think is going to be that would be something I'm finding very topical at the moment. Sean, how about you? What do you see in the world?
Well, so before I introduce myself, instead, I'll just go into a couple of topics here. I don't disagree with any of you. You all have valid points. The only question is, what is the starting point for a lot of people? When I go into a business, I know that we constantly see, and we constantly hear the growth game, right? We need to add more clients on. We have more revenue. Take your pick, however they want to say it, they say growth. They have no clue sometimes. So I always think that the best point that I always like to focus on is, let's define what that looks like. Let's define what you mean by growth. Because for one thing is, I got to make sure they have the capacity to even support what they're talking about. I got to make sure they can even, and by the way, to my introduction, I've been part of 5 startup companies, not MSPs, 3 of which have been acquired, 2 still currently run today and do really well. Companies bring me in when they can't grow. So I ended up doing that for many, many years, and then took a job with ConnectWise so I could be an evangelist and talk about the things that I've done, which is all about marketing, branding, sales, and really discipline and culture, because that's really what it starts with, is the discipline and the culture first, not all the rest. So I always focus on the definition of things. But I'm looking forward to talking about that, and I'm willing to debate with anybody where the starting point should be, because I think I'm going to win, because back to the A team. But I would definitely like to learn more about and understand more about, and I think people do want to know, is when it comes down to what they should be spending, or how they should be charging, or how they should be paying, or how they should be recruiting people, or how they should develop people. I think those are all huge core issues for most of the companies. It's been a big topic for the last year. Matter of fact, I just saw an article today where they talked about at Amazon. They have these robots that load up the cart, and if that doesn't tell you about how they're replacing people with automated pieces, and each robot is like $300 million or something like that. They said, I forget what it's some astronomical number. But if that doesn't make you feel insecure about your position, I don't know what does. But it just goes to show you that you need to constantly be developing yourself and furthering your business. And no MSP sold, again, just to be very clear. Did not sell, but worked with over 1,000 MSPs, maybe even 5,000 at this point, for all I know, on these types of things. So I'm done.
Well, thank you, Sean. And I guess one of the themes that we explored in the preparation for this call was just the differences between the UK and the US. So you're talking there about 5,000 MSPs. Well, in the UK, there probably isn't 5,000 MSPs in total. So I'm sure that's going to be a theme as we progress into next year, sort of exploring what the subtleties are between MSP land America and MSP land Great Britain.
I think that's exciting. I guess what I would suggest is that MSPs in the UK should be listening to this, because a lot of the bad habits and mistakes were already made over here. So as you're scaling up, it's probably a good idea to listen to some of the things, that all the dumb things we've done, and don't do them. Just a thought.
If you could just let us know what all of those are then, and
putting together a list.
It'd be no problem.
Yeah, I know, I got it. And I'll just let it, it's going to be on my ebook. It's only going to cost you, $9.99 a month for a subscription for my ebook on dumb things we do here.
And that's Sean's call to action. Brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Thanks everyone for your contributions today, and really looking forward to getting our first proper episode recorded in January. And for now, have a great Christmas and a happy New Year.